I thank you for taking part in this important conference to launch the results from our TALIS survey in Spain. TALIS gives teachers their place in OECD's global education comparisons. We've worked closely with over 100,000 teachers in 34 countries to look at the ways in which the good work teachers do every day is recognized, appraised and rewarded. And we've assessed teachers' participation in professional development. We also asked teachers about the beliefs and attitudes towards teaching, the pedagogical practices that they favor, and what factors drive their job satisfaction. Look at some of these results. Each day you walk into your classroom with your own understanding of how students learn, and your beliefs shape how you teach. For example, if you're convinced that students learn better when they are encouraged to think through and solve problems on their own, then you're likely to use more active, student-centered approaches to teaching and learning, such as having students work in small groups or doing project work. And indeed, TALIS shows that over 90% of teachers believe that students should be allowed to think of solutions to a problem themselves before teachers show them that solution. But it actually varies. In Italy, Norway, and Sweden, only between 45 and 59% of teachers agree that students learn best by trying to solve problems on their own. TALIS also shows that teachers spend their time quite differently. Across countries, teachers said they spend an average of 38 hours per week working. But that ranges from just 29 hours in Chile and Italy to 54 hours in Japan. As you would expect, teachers spend most of their time teaching, an average of 19 hours per week. But as every teacher knows, it's a lot more involved in a work week than teaching. Teachers spend an average of 7 hours per week planning or preparing lessons, 5 hours per week marking students' work, and 2 hours per week on school management, working with parents and extracurricular activities. Administrative tasks and disciplining disruptive students also take their toll away from teaching. In about half of the countries, 1 in 4 teachers said that they spend at least 30% of lesson time handling classroom disruptions and administrative tasks. How do you become a great teacher? No matter how good your initial teacher education was, it won't have prepared you for all the challenges that you face as a teacher. TALIS shows that induction and mentoring programs can provide teachers new to a school or new to teaching with invaluable assistance as they face their first students. And continued professional development can expand your horizon. So what can you do? Well, you can participate in induction programs, mentoring programs, and other professional development activities when they're offered. And if they're not offered in your school, encourage your school leader to make them available. These activities don't have to be costly or involve external experts. For example, collaboration among teachers within a school can result in effective mentoring systems. Teachers can participate both as mentors and as mentees, and that's regardless of the level of work experience. They can also form or join already established collaborative research groups and teacher networks, and or simply observe their colleagues as they teach. How do we learn to become better at what we do? Appraising teachers and providing them with useful feedback about their practices recognizes and celebrates great teaching. It also challenges teachers to confront and address some of their weaknesses. Constructive and fair teacher appraisal and feedback have been shown to have a positive effect on teacher job satisfaction and also on their feelings of self-efficacy. Some 88% of teachers on average said that they receive feedback in their school. But in Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Italy, Spain and Sweden, between 22 and 45% of teachers said that they have never received feedback in their current school. And that's really disappointing. And I'm saying that because feedback makes such an important difference. On average across countries, 62% of teachers said that the feedback they receive in their school led to a moderate or large positive change in their teaching practices. More than 1 in 2 teachers said that moderate to large improvements in their use of student assessments were effective. And in classroom management practice, it's 56%. 45% of teachers said moderate or large improvements in the methods they use for teaching students with special needs affected. So what can you do? Consider appraisals and feedback as tools to improve teaching. In turn, improve students' learning. Work with other teachers to develop a system of peer feedback on all aspects of teaching, from lesson planning and classroom practice to student evaluation. And finally, how confident are teachers in their work? Well, in the majority of countries, between 80 and 92% of teachers on average said that they are confident in their abilities. But teachers in Croatia, the Czech Republic, Japan, Norway, and Spain were a lot less confident in certain areas of their practice. There's a lot of debate about the ideal class size in many countries. Well, TALIS finds that when it comes to teachers' self-efficacy, it's not the number of students, but the kinds of students in their classes that has the strongest impact on teachers' feeling of self-confidence. When teachers reported more positive relationships with students and more collaborative relationships with other teachers, they also reported higher levels of self-efficacy. Indeed, TALIS shows that good interpersonal relations in school can at least partly offset the negative impact of teaching classes with large proportions of low achievers or students with behavioral issues. So all in all, was it the right choice for you to become a teacher? What TALIS shows is that more than 9 out of 10 teachers across countries said that overall they're actually satisfied with their jobs. And nearly 8 in 10 said they would choose the teaching profession again today. But fewer than 1 in 3 teachers believe that teaching is a valued profession in society. We need to do better to value our teachers, because this perception can have a chilling effect on recruiting and retaining high-quality candidates for the teaching profession. TALIS shows that teachers who participate more in decision-making in their school, are involved in this, are also more likely to see society valuing the teaching profession. So be open to work with colleagues and school leaders. If formal collaborative activities aren't already established in your school, take the initiative to create them. And consider team teaching as a way of approaching classroom management, particularly when there are large numbers of students with behavioral problems in your class. Last but not least, take advantage of professional development opportunities, especially if they are provided in your school and involve colleagues. This conference provides a great start to do that. Thank you very much.